July is upon us, and we also have some new things upon our Google Ads. There were two main elements that came out for Google Ads in June, and both of them I'd say with mixed reviews, maybe one with very poor reviews. But we'll start with one that could be beneficial to your accounts. Google came out and said there will be an experiment to run testing of a label called Strongest Match, and it has two little check marks next to it, and then also Strong Match with one check mark listed next to it. And these will be for the top ads that are eligible within the ads that are served. The auction runs normally, and then these labels are placed on top. There's a few things that I think you could take away from this. One, it's just an experiment, so we'll have to see how it plays out. But two, Jill Saskingales had commented. We had a big post over on LinkedIn where Ginny Marvin, the ads liaison, had added some comments, and a lot of industry insights came from it. But having a label in the SERPs of a strongest match could almost superpower some ads. We already know that ads look more organic than ever, especially people that aren't technically savvy might not know they're clicking on an ad. And if you just instinctively are scrolling and you see something that says the strongest match from Google, you might click on them. So this could be good for advertisers to get a higher click-through rate and just more visibility in general to your ads. However, it doesn't seem like it's going to be always the first ad that could get the strongest match, which is confusing to me. Because I think, hey, you're Google. You should probably be serving everybody the strongest match anyway, but that's not really how it works. Again, I have a post over on LinkedIn that breaks it all down. It'll be in the newsletter here, but there's really 6 different variables. One of them is bid. Another major factor is your quality score, basically how well your ad copy matches to your landing page, which matches to the term that is selected for. And it seems like the quality score aspect is really what will drive that label for advertisers. Jenny commented on the post and said, quality and relevance are core drivers for both ad positioning, and in this experiment, they're applied differently. Auction dynamics remain the same. In this experiment, eligible top ads are evaluated against each other after the auction. The ad with the highest overall relevance receives the strongest match badge. Remaining eligible ads that cleared the threshold may receive a strong match badge. So the moral here is I'm assuming they're leaning more towards quality score when doling this out. They're not going to say exactly what it is. And there's also no way to track, at least within the Google Ads platform, if your ad gets the strongest match or not. But the main takeaway here is it's just an experiment, but it might make ads more powerful. I mean, you might get more clicks. Who wouldn't click on the strongest match that Google serves up to them? And then to the bad news. Darcy Burke, is a Canadian digital marketer. We had an interview with him last year at SMX Boston. And he had spotted something within the ads that was an AI generated snippet that I would say was not clearly labeled. And in this, it's in a blue box that's tied to the ad. It's underneath the description and above the site links. And it just has some AI slop in there. And all the examples that Darcy found really weren't super helpful. You know, as an advertiser, that's one thing that's very, very nice is that when we get to pay for placement of our messaging, we generally speaking get to craft it in the way we want. So that's the beauty of advertising. So we can have a specific, succinct message, advertise that to the right people, send them to the right location at the right time, and hopefully get conversions or hit some of those goals we're looking for. And in this case that he had, one was for a skid steer dealer that appears to be selling mini skid steers, and that's their business. And the copy that was injected by the AI, little snippet there, said that this company offers mini skid steer equipment, which is okay. And then it says, which may have lower lift capacity than larger heavy-duty machinery. I wouldn't want that in my ad. That's not a positive. That's not saying, hey, this weighs substantially less, takes up less space, and is much more cost-effective than heavy-grade skid steers. This is putting a negative within the ad. And there's another great example that Darcy found that was for an electrician, a local electrician. And this electric company had the name in the ad and said, family owned and operated, call today. And the description was that they're serving Bowmansville for 40 plus years. Get it done right the first time. Book a service call. Certified, professional, and then that was the end of the description that was showed, because the rest of the space went to the AI slop that was added to the ads. And in that case, it says the company provides experienced, certified local electrical contracting. Again, all good things. But then it added, which may carry different costs compared to an independent handyman, or handyman, I guess. And that, again, is not what I would choose to put in an ad. Is to say, yeah, you can get somebody uncertified, maybe unlicensed. They're going to be cheaper. That's not the way that I would like to run ads. So we're currently looking into this, trying to figure out which ads may be pulling some of this slop into it. But this could be something that may hurt some of your performance. So again, this is not a test that was stated, that Google didn't say anything about it, so it's not an official test. It was just spotted in the wild. But we're just come to this point where there's too much AI slop in everything. And especially when we're advertisers, we should be able to control that message, and we'll figure out ways how to do it. It may be something where it's only to these newfangled matching like AI Match and PMax, but it's something that you're going to want to be aware of, right? Is if this is showing up for you, what is it pulling in? How can you try to change it? Is there ways that we can have this removed? But overall, there's just change coming, and we've seen it time and time again, navigate it time and time again, and optimize for it time and time again. But just a couple little quick updates there of the biggest changes to the appearance of ads in Google Ads. And if you want to stay tuned, get all the information, you can just tune in to Marketing Clock every week, as we will keep you in the loop.